Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. Act 6.4.3, it's going to be Stunning Reflection and Critical Resistance part today. This is one of the tougher parts in 6.4.3, so just tune in guys. So the nodes are going to here are going to be critical resistance, so your chance to crit an opponent is reduced by 90%. And for Stunning Reflection is the defender starts with a stun shield on him, so whenever you parry, whenever you try to stun him, the stun is reflected back onto you, and that shield goes down into a cooldown, and after 7 seconds the shield goes back off. Another way to deal with that shield is either you poison the defender or incinerate, and it will go into cooldown again. So naturally, when we talk about the champions, some incinerate champions will be your best bet, or your poison champions that are mentioned here. Apart from that, there are also some champions that have stun manipulation, or they have the interaction with stun is a bit different, like Nick Fury. He can go stun immune after his LMD is destroyed. Same goes with Black Panther. He can reflect the stuns. Also 100% ability accuracy for Proxima Midnight, and Astral Evade for Modo. So there's quite a few champions you can use. Medusa can do auto block if the opponent tries to hit him, so those champions work as well. Some other champions that work here are going to be Colossus. You can play no parry style with special spam, and as well as Ghost works and with Captain America Infinity War as well. The mini boss is going to be a Nebula with all or nothing, and the boss is going to be a Darkhawk with power efficiency. So we'll discuss about them more in detail once we get into the fight. But before we jump into the part guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications, and leave a comment down below. I really appreciate that. The first defender is going to be a Gilly 2099. Now she is poison immune, so your best bet is to bring in champions that are able to inflict incinerate, or they can manipulate the stuns in a way that will help you. I would suggest you to bring in cosmic champions mostly, so because of having class advantage over Gilly 2099. I am bringing in a Hyperion, and I'm trying to do is to build up to an SP3 so I can get those 3 charges on me. So whenever I will use an SP1 again for incinerate, they do more damage. So once I use the SP3 right now and have the charges, all I'm going to do is to stay back and try to use SP1s only. I will mostly block her SP1 so I don't get too much power drained, and then as soon as you use Incinerate, you will notice that there is a cooldown on the shield icon. So that stun reflection is on cooldown. I can easily parry her now. As the shield is up again, I will have to wait for it again and use my SP1. Get that shield down, then I can parry her again safely. So for the whole path, you can do the same thing. Either poison or incinerate the opponent. The shield will go into cooldown for 8 seconds, and within that 8 seconds you can parry the opponent and fight as usual. One extra thing you need to be careful about in this fight is going to be the Digicloak from Gilly 2099. Whenever you're using a medium or light attack, just be careful. She might go invisible and you will miss attacks and she will retaliate. You cannot worry about it if you're going to use a human torch, because if he's above 10 temperature, he doesn't miss as well. So there are different options you can use here. So I hope this is helpful guys. Next defender is going to be the Labrynth Ultron. Now, in my opinion, this is the most annoying fight of the part. This is the most difficult one because he evades a lot and then he poisons you as well. And there's a few options you can use against him. Now, you can use a Hyperion here. You can use an Hyperion here, but be careful that he's going to evade your heavy attack. So you just be careful with the animation. You can also bring in Medusa. She will not armor break, but she will be able to have 3 Furies on her, so if Ultron tries to hit you, she will auto block, so that will help you out also. Proximum Ignite is also a good fight. I've used her against him quite a lot on this fight. You just need to spam SP1, don't use your SP2 or SP3 and try to stun him, that will reflect back onto you. And as well as Cosmic Ghost Rider will work here. There won't be a permanent armor break because it's armor break immunity, but because of the cosmic nature and class advantage, he will work really well. I am going to use a Magneto. I'm going to use a Magneto for him, and I'm going to use it for the boss. So what I'm trying to do is to wait for him to hit into me and then use a heavy attack. As soon as he uses a heavy, I use mine to build up those charges. And when I build up to when I have enough 10 charges, then I hold my heavy attack and build up those magnetic charges to 40 and use my SP. Now normally only one SP3 will kill him off, but because there's armor break immunity, I am not getting those armor breaks, so that's why it takes longer on this fight, but it's very doable and a safe fight with Magneto. Once you drop Labrynth Ultron, then the whole of the path is very easy. The next defender is going to be an Elsa Bloodstone. She's very easy to deal with. Just hold your block, wait for her to use a heavy attack, and then you can go back in and relegate. You can use a champion that can inflict incinerate or poison. In my case, I'm gonna use Dr. Voodoo and build up to an SP1 and convert all of those buffs into poison. You can also use Abomination here. When she's hitting in your block, she will get poison on her own and the shield will go down. So it's different options that are available now, as the champions are not immune to incinerate or poison. Hyperion works really well here as well as Human Torch. Sunspot is also great for this part, so just take your pick and you can easily kill off this opponent. Just keep her to an SP1 because it's easy to evade and you are doing good. Same concept as the last fight with Elsa Bloodstone. The next one is going to be a Masacre. Now again with him, his special one is very easily evadable, but his special 2 does a lot of block damage as well. So be careful about that. Don't push him to an SP2, keep him to an SP1. And I'm gonna use a Hyperion. I'm just gonna keep incinerating him. You can bring in a Voodoo, you can bring in Poison Champion, and you can just poison him as well. So if you want to look for more champions that apply incinerate and poison, go back to the video in the beginning. There I have given you a different lot of options, so you can choose any one of them. So just poison or incinerate him. Once the shield goes down, you can parry and kill him. Hyperion is easy in a sense that he will naturally keep gaining power and you can easily spam the SP1. Symbiote Supreme is going to be the next defender. It's very easy to deal with if you bring in the right champion. For me, it's going to be Human Torch. Now, when you're going to use Human Torch, you just need to be careful that because he's a Mystic champion, you will easily get Smolder, and there might be a possibility with high temperature you might go into Nova Flames. Now, when you go into Nova Flames, you don't apply Incinerate, and for that duration, you cannot incinerate the opponent, and a stun shield might be up. So you just need to keep an eye on that. Just make sure that you stay back when the Nova Flames are there, and then just block, let him come and hit into you. Once he uses a heavy attack, you can go back in. Same SP1 would be better if you push him to an SP1 only and wait that out. But SP2 is also not that bad. You can just block it out. And because you're gonna use an Incinerate champion or even a Poison champion, this fight will finish very quick. Now next defender is going to be a Namor, who's also pretty straightforward fight. Just bring Wing Poisoner, Incinerate Champion and apply that and take that stunning reflection shield down, and then you can just parry him normally. Just try to bring a damage over time champion so you can kill him off faster. The only thing you need to take care about is to not to parry him much. Try to bait his specials and then retaliate, because if you parry much and he has damage over times on him, for that 1 second he attacks in and parries you, his Sig ability takes over, and that instant of damage that takes on the damage over time are reflected back onto you. You don't notice it, but it does accumulate a good amount of damage over time. So just be careful about that. And it's apart from that, it's a pretty straightforward fight. There's nothing difficult about it. When he goes into his power gain mode and he gets a lot of power, just stay back, let him use his specials, drain his power, and then you can go back in. Next is going to be an X23, fairly easy fight. You can use a Magneto here because she's a metal champion. Any champion who work, her specials can be evaded easily, so all you need to take care about is to look at the timing on her stunning reflection shield. Make sure to poison or incinerate her once the shield is up, so it goes into 8-second cooldown, and then you can easily parry her for 8 seconds, and in the meantime you can build her to an SP1 or SP2 and let her bait it out and retaliate. And the last defender before the mini boss is going to be a Corvus Glaive. Now for him, be careful, don't not try to block him too much because he can crit through your blocks and give you a lot of damage. So try to push him to SP1 as much as possible and then go back and retaliate and try to be safe and use your poison, and then you can parry him or incinerate in the same way. If you're not comfortable using a block against him, use a champion like Hyperion who can easily get his SP1 and he doesn't need to block. All you can do is wait for SP1, and then when he comes in, just use your SP1 and it will incinerate, and then you can parry him easily. I am going to use a voodoo, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm using my hits and special to constantly keep him above 1 bar of power. That is the most easiest way to go back in any weight. So yeah, any champion will work here, guys. He's a metal champion as well, so Magneto works here as well as Medusa, also Black Widow, Clairvoyant. So there's quite a few champions that you can use. Now the mini boss is going to be a Nebula who is very annoying because she has all or nothing as well as rolling thunder. So every 10 seconds her special attack damage increases, and also energize one, her ability combat power rate goes above by 100%, so she will gain more power as well. So this fight is there to annoy you. There's quite a few champions that you can use. I must admit that I'm using Doom, which is probably the best counter to her. All you need to do is to have SP1, and when she has an SP3, you use your special one, get those 2 bars of power and throw an SP2, and she will be incinerated and you can parry her, and you can repeat this all over again and she will die very quick. Now other champions that work here really well are your Medusa, because there's no armor break immunity, so you can just try to armor shatter her. Because Nebula is a robot, she will not gain any power, and you can just rush to an SP3 and keep that armor shatter on her, and Medusa will work really good for this fight. Another one is going to be Ghost with Hood Synergy. You can tank all of those SP3s and that will work well. I have also used magic for this fight, but that had to be like 350 hits with no parry style. Just I took her into the corner and with SP2 lock, but that is again, it's a very long fight and not really for everybody. The other two champions that work really well here are Emma Frost. Just use a heavy attack to put a taunt on her and she will use her specials, or you can also use Spider-Man Stark Enhance because he also has an easy availability to taunt. So he will taunt Nebula and Nebula will use a special attack again. So these are a few options in my mind that would work. If there are some others, let me know in the comment section. I really think that this Nebula is really annoying. So let me know how you dealt with her and if there were some other options that I've not mentioned. The boss fight is going to be against a Darkhawk with Force of Will, Hurt Locker and Power Efficiency along with Lionheart. So he will throw in a lot of specials and you cannot use the same type of special twice in a row. So in my case, I'm gonna use a Magneto, just build up to 40 magnetic charges and use an SP3 and that will be enough to kill him off. Some other options are you can use Human Torch and keep above temperature so he cannot miss. Also you can bring in Nick Fury and after the LMD is destroyed he does not miss, so that will work as well. You can also bring in Corvus Glaive, use a 200% and 12% cosmic boost and then cycle those SP2s and that also kills him very quick. Also Medusa works because Darkhawk is a robot and once you have the armor shatter she will reduce the ability accuracy by 100% and he will not gain any power. Same goes with Hyperion, you can just parry, use a medium and heavy attack and you can keep going to that and spam your SP3s and that also brings Darkhawk down easily. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and you found this tips and tricks helpful. If you did guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. We will try to finish off up till 6.4.4 before 7.2 hits and then we will jump right into 7.2. to stay tuned guys. And I hope you all have an amazing day and I'll see you next time.